and you put your nest in a rock. In the meantime, a great fish came to him, Rab Hamuna Sabah, and said, Faithful shepherd, strong, Aten is your dwelling place, and you put your nest in a rock. Bamidbar 24:21. Tanya, that is, the Tanaim, helps you in exile to raise the Shekinah because the fish, the Tanaim, have their nest in the rock, which is Malchus. Aten is Tanya written backwards. Etanim, plural, is Tanaim spelled in a different order. Beware of them because you are slow of speech and of slow of tongue. Whoever wishes to attack the sea fish in the rock, who are the Mishnah sages, the Tanaim, needs to be strong and of sharp and polished tongue that bores and reaches the great abyss that lies there. And it goes on further. For there is still a vision for the appointed time, and it speaks concerning the end. It does not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not delay. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It has been explained that this verse pierces and descends to the great abyss. Who is it that shall descend to the great abyss to find the time of the end but you, of whom it says, your righteousness is like the great mountain, your judgments are a great deep, Tehillim 36:7. Many Mishnah sages wanted to reach down to the depths of Halakha, which is Malchut called Halakha, to find that time, namely the time of the coming of the redemption, and went down there but did not come up. Though their tongue was like a hammer that breaks the rock into pieces, Yirmiyah 23:29, their hammer was too weak and could not pierce that rock, namely pierce it to know about the end. Who pierces that rock without permission? A serpent will come to bite him. Others bore it until they reach the great abyss, but do not come up from there. So we're learning about those that go into the abyss, but do not come up. And the sages say, I have a bit of the Or Hacham commentary on the Zohar, and one of the comments from the sages, Noah examined the secret and fell and was unable to ascend. Why? He drank and became uncovered, and many others have descended but not have risen. Even though they were righteous, Noah entered the abyss without permission, and the serpent came to bite him. And so, what else do we have here? Well, we have the end, 190. It's talking about even the end when the times of Mashiach. And also, the sages talk about the abyss occurred due to the sin of the Egel Zahav, the golden calf, and the breaking of the tablets as known. This is the meaning of the verse. If a man digs a pit, referring to Moshe, who opened this pit and wished to annul freedom through the tablets and handed them over to the dominion of the nations for their benefit. Thus he is the owner of the pit and must pay. As it said, he shall return silver to its owner, referring to the secret of kindness and mercy and redemption. Similarly, Mashiach will be involved in the redemption, and he will resurrect Mashiach ben Yosef, who was killed by external forces. This is the meaning of the dead shall be his, meaning he, Mashiach ben David, must come to revive him. He will descend into exile before the redemption. The meaning of the phrase, he descended because of him, referring to the 4 exiles. That is, in the 4 exiles, the Shekinah descended to the depths of the Klipot, 4 descents. And so there's a lot of interesting stuff here. The fish, the faithful shepherd, the rock, all these interesting things here. And it says, because you were slow of speech and slow of tongue. These words here are heavy of tongue, heavy in the mouth. Kavad pe ukvod lashon uman. It's interesting here. You have kaf that equals 20, and bet 22, and dalid 22 letters, dalid, or 20 plus 2 plus 4, 26, referring to Zerampin. Pei is the mouth, Malchut. Ugvad for honor, Lashon. Lashon is the numerical value 386, the same numerical value as Yeshua. And what is Uman? Uman means the craftsman, or better yet, the carpenter. What's interesting, because if you read in the Midrash Rabbah, right in the beginning, the sages talk about the craftsman. And in Zechariah, the book of Zechariah, just read what the Radak says about the carpenter or the craftsman, and refers it to Mashiach. And so we learn about this abyss, and that Noah wasn't able to ascend, but a righteous individual can descend with permission and not get bit by the snake. And so this is exactly what Yeshua HaMashiach did. As it says in Ephesians 4:9, now that he ascended, what is he but also descended into the lower parts of the earth? Right? And also in 1 Peter chapter 3:19, but he also went and preached unto the spirits in prison. And what's interesting, right after that verse, in Peter, 1 Peter 3:20, it says, which sometime were disobedient, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah. Here we are reading about Noah while the ark was preparing, wherein few, that is, 8 souls were saved. So here is even a connection with Noah. It's interesting. The serpent, Yeshua says, just like the serpent will be raised in the wilderness, so will the Son of Man be connected with that. We have this word, denikvu, and we see the Zohar talks about whoever pierces that rock without permission, a serpent will come to bite him. Others bore it until they reach the great abyss, but do not come up from there. It's interesting that he was pierced for our iniquities. Bore, nukva. Seek first Malchut. And so these are the little things that I've uncovered in the reading of the Zohar in Parsha Kisetsei, chapter 11, and you put your nest in a rock. And there is so much more in here, but just wanted to share about Mashiach.